Do you hate microtransactions in your video games? Well, you could thank Jeffrey Epstein for those. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, it gets weirder and weirder.
I just wanted some sauce on those zingers.
So microtransactions have been a staple of the gaming industry for a very long time, and right now you are about to see why. In 2025, the global video game industry is projected to achieve a record-breaking revenue of approximately $197 billion, but this is where it gets more delicious. This is 2025 again. Within this, the global online microtransactions market, including in-game purchases and DLC, was valued at $62 billion, which is insane in and of itself, but it gets even crazier in 2025 that $62 billion is where that's coming from, with another estimate noting that in-app purchases on mobile reached nearly $130 billion, representing nearly half of the total industry's revenue. So where are the origins of microtransactions? Where did this all come from? Well, allegedly, Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's advisors were speaking to former CEO of Activision, Bobby Kotick, on essentially, hey, you should indoctrinate the kids. That was literally the wording that they used, and get them to just be obsessed with microtransactions. And it worked. This comes from IB Times. The latest release of the Epstein files has dumped over 3 million documents and emails into the public sphere, which there's some horrific things in there that are way more important than this, but it just kind of, I still think this is an important story because it shows you that the influence and power that Epstein had over everything is horrifying, and it should make you very concerned, incriminating a vast network of wealthy and powerful figures. However, amidst the serious allegations, one specific thread has caught the attention of gamers worldwide. The exchange features Jeffrey Epstein, futurist Pablo Holman, and former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick. In a thread that has since gone viral, Kotick discusses the philosophy between incentives. X Prize is a good idea, but the key is real-world rewards, Kotick wrote in an email to Epstein. He continues with a directive that sounds eerily prophetic to today's gamers. Learn to read, earn cell phone minutes, iPhone credits, virtual items in games. That sounds like the groundwork for the horrible microtransactions-laden game industry that we're in today. Now, Holman's response to this suggestion was equally stark, stating that he was all for indoctrinating kids into an economy, which, if you know what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein, he loved indoctrinating kids, to put it lightly. And here is the email. It's from Pablos Holman to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. What a hell of a way to word it. You got to love how his example for real world rewards is virtual items in games. Now, look at the date of the email, Friday, May 3rd, 2013, and look at this. Black Ops 2 signal shift. The timing of these conversations is critical to understanding the player outrage. The email thread in question is dated May 3rd, 2013. According to the documents, this was a period surrounding the life cycle of Black Ops 2, which many people love. I remember that was out for the Wii U. A title many purists hold in high regard. It was the first entry into the series to test the waters of Call of Duty microtransactions, suggesting that the conversation between Kotick and Epstein was part of a broader decision to normalize in-game purchases. Now, Black Ops 2 was when Call of Duty really started experimenting with microtransactions, and then you tie in these emails between Epstein and Kotick and Epstein's advisors and Kotick. This guy, man, and I think even with everything that we're finding out, it's still just surface level. This guy was like the demon overlord of the entire planet, Epstein, and it's insane. Now, Epstein and Kotick seem to be really good buddies because Kotick's name in these files appears about 300 times. And Kotick actually did turn down an Epstein Island invitation from Jeffrey Epstein. But later on, when they were in California, Kotick was very interested in partying with Epstein after that. So I am sure there's some pretty shady stuff that happened with Kotick. Come on. He's been known before for threatening people over phone calls, and he was like, oh yeah, that was just a joke. I was just being, it was not meant to be taken seriously. I often just threaten people too as well, and it's not to be taken seriously. Oh my God. All of these people, they're all connected to the thing. There's people that you would never think would be connected to Epstein that are connected to Epstein. It's weird because you've always had in the back of your mind, like you hear these conspiracies and you would hope that, no, that's too far-fetched, but you knew deep down, at least many people that I know, including me, were like, for all of these, remember what I've always said throughout the years, if a rumor persists, there has to at least be some truth to it. Whatever you're hearing about these elite groups of child predators, and I'm like, this story keeps going and going and going. I hope it's just a rumor, but it doesn't seem good. But it's actually worse than you could have. This is like something I would hear Alex Jones talking about, not just this Call of Duty microtransactions, but everything that we're hearing is what Alex Jones, before he lost his mind and, profited off of the horror that was Sandy Hook, and now he's just a right-wing bootlicker. This is the stuff that he used to warn about, and you would be like, oh man, he has to be crazy. But if anything, he was actually right, or he was paid opposition and he was actually fed this info by the people in power so he could make a whole bunch of his audience brainwashed, because he's like, wow, he's actually finding out all these secret truths that all these horrible elites are committing. And then later on, everyone who now believed him would blindly follow him into whatever propaganda he pushed out. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. The things that Alex Jones, before he completely lost his mind, granted his mind was always lost, but before he completely lost his mind, if you look back at like pre-2010 Alex Jones, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't right about everything either. He did lie back then too, but there was a lot of things he was dead on about. I never thought I would be saying that about Alex Jones. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. We live in a weird, horrible world.